Hey YouTube, Mike here. How are we all doing today? Okay, as you can see, you're in a little different configuration here. One, I'm trying out a new kind of like selfie stand stick that I'm going to be using for my tankless stuff. But today, actually, I brought back my 1/5 scale RC cars because I really wanted to get back into it. I found this guy, actually it popped up on my feed a few months ago, a gentleman by the name of Jeff from EastsideRC. Go check this guy out if you're into these cars. I found this guy, he popped up on my feed, and I had all these things still in my storage in my plumbing shop, and you know, a lot of money and a lot of time and effort that I put into it through the years that I have them. And he just gave me the ambition to bring them back. I'm gonna, again, you know, I'm trying to get this set up with the pack out walls, but I found an area that I could put at least the cars, and then you could see what I did where for my parts and my tools and stuff like that. So let me give you a quick tour of what I've have set up here so far and what I'm gonna be doing with it. All right, so let me grab this and we'll get it off and start this tour. All right, so now bear with me. This is a new little platform that I'm holding my camera on. So, all right, so this is my Rovin, and it's if you're familiar, it's HPI Baja, which I did make. I actually built 4 of them. Never ran one of them. I sold them, and I sold 3 of them to firemen that I was with in my battalion in our little RC club we had. And I can see right now that this thing is shaking too much, so let me get this back holding the way I normally hold it. So this is a company, and they're out of New York, and it's called Rovin, and they have King Motors and something else. They got this massive, the biggest truck. They make the biggest RC truck in 1/5 scale. It's called a Raminator. They have a Gravedigger and like a Ford and a Dodge body. Massive trucks. The tires are like the size of small garbage pails. So this here was my first. I bought this one, upgraded it, ran it. I did some work to the motor because it's 36cc. I think it's around a 38 now, but I had some trouble with the carburetor. I swapped the carburetor out. It wasn't working. I got frustrated, brought it to my shop. But now, watching this gentleman Jeff and seeing what he does and what he shows you on his videos, I think I'm now comfortable to take this apart and get this unit running again. But it ran beautiful. I built this stand. It's the rigid outfeed stand. I just kind of clamped it and bolted it together so that it doesn't really flip. It doesn't spin. I put a little tray on the bottom with some rubber matting and some molding around it. And this I would bring to just a local yard. Now I found tracks here. So I'm probably going to get another one of these, and I'm going to they transform them into late open wheel late model dirt oval cars. I found a site where you could buy the body and what they do to the car, and you know, I used to race 1/8 scale nitro, and there was a local track, but I prefer the bigger scale. So I took, like you see, I have those pack outs to roll where I roll them around. It's this one, well, I have the 2 3 drawers and the top, the work top, where I keep my woodworking tools. I bring them over to where I'm working. So I took the same thing and I did this, and I'm transferring everything. So a lot of my screws and stuff were in these, which are the HDX from Home Depot. But I'd rather have the pack out because I can hold things better, locking them in. So I kind of switched out. So my parts, my screws, my extra, you know, my spare screws, or my screw sets, gaskets, shims, and I got to cut. See, there's another one I'm gonna be doing later. And then what I did here is I made this top. Now I did a video on it where I laminated some 1-inch pine ran it through the planer. Well, I dominoed it together, ran it through the planer. Let me just get this over here. I ran it through the planer, did a little edge on it, did some natural stain, 4 coats of polyurethane, but I forgot the feet. I can't find, you know, they make the 3D printed feet for the pack out system, and you can lock this in. I can't find it. I mean, I have them, but I can't find them. So right now, I'm just sitting here with this just on, and this will be kind of like another work surface, where when I work on the cars here, and then these I'll just bring with me separate when I go to the track. Then I have my fuel, which I think is the right fuel. We don't mix it anymore. We use actually the weed whacker chainsaw fuel, because that's what's in that's what these engines are. They're the exact same type of engines, but souped up. So like it now, so in here I have my tools in the first couple of drawers, and yes, Weira can't use anything, won't use anything less than that, or my Nipex. Then I have parts, so my electronics, carburetor, linkages, ball links, steering. Well, you'll see my other car that I bought. More parts, fuel, my oil, my air filters, leave them in a plastic bag because you oil them, prevent the dirt from getting in. And then these outerwear goes over your either your chassis or your air, more screws, bearings, receivers, wings, bead lock, just extra parts. I got more parts I gotta find. Now here's my other car. This I bought, actually my hobby store brought it in. He knew I would want it, and so this is a this is actually a Losi, and it's called a desert buggy. So it's 4-wheel drive, but this one is on a regular stand, and I think this is 23cc, but it's 4-wheel drive. This one has never been ran. This one I bought, I brought, I upgraded it, I put braces in, I redid the shocks, I redid the dip, oil, I forget what I did. I did a bunch of stuff on it, but I never ran, never been started, never been ran. So now I'm trying to get this thing cleaned up and back into working order. This is on my stand. See, this is another stand I built out of a seat. Took the wheels off, put rubber feet on, put some brackets, aluminum brackets, but that's to hold that car. I got to make a top for this one that I can interchange, because that 4-wheel drive won't fit on that. And that basically is where I start, and I actually have hooks on the bottom, and I can strap the car down. I start it to break in the engine, or I can work on it too. But all of this I can then roll around and get it out of the way when I'm going to be working on the woodworking. So I built these, they're tire carriers. So you got the 2 rear tires, 2 front tires. I put some poplar on the bottom. I think this is a 7/8 or a 5/8, one of those two, oak. I just put this wing nut so I can actually, you can use it to grab it and carry it. And that's where I will store my tires. I gotta build one more. But these tires, like these tires, go on this 4-wheel drive. These tires go on that car. These are extra tires, and I forgot what I bought them for. They are Roven. I forget what I think I bought them for the that Roven car. Then I have my specialty tools in here, which I'll be transferring over to a pack out. So like clutch bell holders and piston stops, spark plug testers, feeler gauges, tire, heat tape, just gear pullers, clutch pullers, and then I kind of make these things, if you guys are familiar with body pins, so it's easier to pull. These are actually the wheel nuts that hold the wheel on. My grease, and then see, this is an air filter that goes on. So this thing, it's an inner and an outer, and it all slips onto here like that. This gets bolted onto the car. This gets oiled, and it's all deteriorated, but I bought a whole new set because I have even stuff like in here. I just put stuff in here with the leather drawer, and there's the body. This is the cage for this four-wheel drive. Kind of looks, you got to get it on, but it kind of looks like that. K&N oil filter, air filter, the air filter. That's kind of like what they sponsor, and then that's the actual body for this car. It's a buggy. It's a two-wheel drive buggy. There's more of the wing, because you know I'm really into these cars. This RC, my semi truck, dump truck. There's my new hauler, my new heavy hauler that I got. Got the manuals, and yeah, that's about it. I still got to empty a lot of this stuff out of here, because you have, you know, gaskets. You have intake gaskets for the carburetor. You have gaskets for the this is the muffler for this car, but they make, I mean you can buy motors that are just just colored, the color of your car. They make motors that just you could dump tons of money into this. Like I redid the fuel pickup, I redid the air filter, of course changed the cap, but I'm going to get one of these vented caps that actually have like a little thing on it here. These you cover the shocks with these covers to prevent grease from getting in, but I needed to take measurements because I'm going to make a shock holder so when you fill these with oil, because there's all my oil over there, more stuff's over there inside that bag. There's stuff everywhere right now. So yeah, that's about it. And I got a ton more parts back at the shop. Let me turn you around here. I honestly don't like this camera system. Grabbing my lighter. I don't like this. It feels too flimsy, and it's here. It's pretty good, but it's a Telson. Somebody recommended it to me, so I bought it. It wasn't expensive. I wanted something that because a lot of times I do the videos on my own, so it's easier not to hold the camera like this. If I hold the camera with my hand, but it appears it spins and it telescopes a little bit, so that's very shaky, and that's why I was getting a little. That's what if I get to the beginning of the video, you're going to see it shake a little bit. So I don't know. I don't think I like it. I'm going to give it one more shot, actually, on the job, and we'll see what it does. So, yeah, that's my little setup. So, yeah, I brought the stuff home, and I figured I'll work on it this weekend. I'll see if I can get them started, and then I'll just store them until I can then make an area where I can just put the cars that'll be away from the sawdust and have them stocked here. I'll probably buy one more. I think it's called a DBXL 2.0. It's a stadium truck, short course truck. I like them. I used to race the short course 1/10, 1/12 scale electric, like the Team Associated or the HPI. My son and I both did it, and we loved them. I would like to do it in 1/5 scale, because years ago I had a 1/4 scale NASCAR, probably one of my first RC cars. We were working on a job in Brooklyn, and I went to go get drinks for the men. And as I went down the block, I looked to the right of the deli, and I see 1/4 scale King of Brooklyn. So I went, and they were closed, of course. So, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I went back at 12, and in the window, they had this, it got to be 7-foot long dragster. And then hanging from the top, they had a sprint car. But when I went in, he had a NASCAR. And I was like, how much? And it was at that time, it was like $1,200 for the whole car, everything. And I just had to provide a radio and a receiver. So I bought it, and I went home, and he told me what to do. And we were there a couple of days, so I kept going back and forth. He's telling me what to do, and I found guys that raced these cars in a college parking lot. And I probably raced for a whole year with them on a wood stand, and it was cones. They just put cones up, and we would just do a big oval. It was pretty cool. And then I got out of it, and I had the car for years at my shop, and then finally somebody wanted it, and I sold it to them, and that was it. But it was pretty cool. It was basic, this thing got out of control. It was gone. It was destroyed. But it was pretty nice. I think I cracked it up once. I had to change like a front knuckle, the steering knuckle on it. That was it. It was a pretty nice car, and we had a lot of fun. And I painted it in the senior color, and it was hard body too, no Lexan. So it was hard body. So I painted it, and I got decals. They weren't the right scale, but they were good enough. So I got them when we had the black car. So yeah, I kind of painted it in his scheme. I didn't have every decal, but I painted it in his scheme, and it looked pretty cool. So, all right, YouTube. All right, so today is Memorial Day weekend, and as you know, I am a former fire chief from New York. So, all of you that in the military, my heart, you have a special place in my heart for what you have done for us after 9/11. So, again, thank you from my family to yours and you. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and what you have done. And I hope you have a safe and enjoyable Memorial weekend. All right, in the comment below will be my email. If you have a question, just email me. And again, thank you for all the likes, the comments, and the support, and the subscribes. And check out Jeff's channel, EastsideRC. You'll be amazed at what he knows if you're really into this, or just to watch somebody that is like really good with what he does and his collection of cars and what they look like is just unbelievable. Okay? All right, YouTube, you all be safe out there, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye now.